Hello, good evening. Close unused applications. What are they? Yeah. Good evening to all the honorable members of Health is Wealth. I hope you're able to see me and the board behind me. This week, as of every Sunday, we'll discuss about. Hello, yeah, good to see you, Arif Hussein Tiruvat. It's been a long time, yes, yes. I think a few more viewers now. So I want all of you just, I'm going to discuss about the week that was. That is, the posts that have been posted throughout this week. So let us go from today to the beginning of this week. That is, you consider that Sunday is the last day of the week, and today, every Sunday actually, I'm going to discuss about the performance or who the winners are and how they got the winners, and also discuss about the posts which appeared in the week. So first, I'd like to congratulate Sheshagiri Rao Kakani, who got the top mark, the topper of the credits. I'll show you, I think I can't show you, but I got it on my Excel. In total, Sheshagiri Rao Kakani got 665 credits, which is just about 60 credits more than Madhusudan, his nearest rival, that is Madhusudan Rao Garu. As you know, our group has the most eminent and very knowledgeable members, and he is followed by Girish Bhaskar sir, who is a doctor in US, and Dr. Jalil Muhammad, and of course Shamla Noori Garu and Devaki Yagalla. So the topper is of course Sheshagiri Rao, and as I had announced, one pharmaceutical company has agreed to sponsor prizes, and because they promised only a small amount, and as I said, every prize winner will get 1,000 rupees, and I thank Sheshagiri Rao Garu for giving me back that amount, and we can utilize it for the next week also. And now the next winner will be getting. Hello, I'll call you later, huh? Yeah, I'll call you later. Yeah, just got a call. And then, yeah, as I told you, Sheshagiri Rao Garu has given back his prize money to the group, and now the money that's going to be given for the next winner will be 2,000 rupees. So if the next winner also gives up, then the amount will go up subsequently. Very good evening, Sheshagiri Rao Garu, and I hope Girish Bhaskar sir and Chakka Venkateshwar Rao. Yeah, namaste, namaste. So I'm going to discuss about the type of posts that we have already got, and I'm going to go from first crosswords. The thing with crossword puzzles is that you should be really interested in solving them, and maybe many of you must be having sources already must have experienced how to actually solve crossword puzzles. And the queen of crossword puzzles in our group is Madam Nagamani Bapati, who always gets all the words right. And hats off to her great knowledge and crossword. She is very perfect in all the answers. And last time the topic was hemophilia, and some of the words may not be related, but most of them are related to hemophilia. And as per the clues, it's quite easy if you can, of course, Google. You're allowed to Google. It's not. Our group is such a group where the knowledge gaining is actually open. You can get knowledge from any source, so there are no restrictions. Of course, for crossword puzzle, you have to think of the you should. I think I don't have to tell you how to do it, but a few tips might help. First, practice your crossword on the Hindu or some newspaper, especially Deccan Chronicle, the easy quiz, because it's very easy. In fact, most of the answers are direct from the clues that have been given. And then, of course, the health quiz. This time, the health quiz was quite competitive, and Girish Bhaskar sir got 64 credits for this, and he was a topper, followed by Sheshagiri Rao Garu and Madhusudan Rao. And actually the top slot was tied between Girish Bhaskar Garu and Sheshagiri Rao Garu, and the second position was tied by four people, that is Madhusudan Rao, Radha Chedar, Chaganti, and Jalil Muhammad. Welcome to Kirutika Kannan, who used to participate earlier, but now she is not. And she is again entered the clinical quiz, health quiz. I request all of you also to participate in the clinical quiz, because there we see only 4 or 5 people competing. The idea of these quizzes and puzzles is not to harbor any ill will, but to actually promote a sort of camaraderie among group members. And next we have daily quiz. There are some daily features, as you know, and the best post of the day, every day, because it was won by Mahendra Raju. I know Raj Mahen, as he's called. Since the days I started this group in 2015, and he's very well educated, and he's quite a prominent figure, a national figure actually. He as a behavior specialist, and he gives a lot of talks and all this. Anyway, the average home has 2 washing machines. One is a washing machine and a brain washing machine. I don't know what's meant by that. But all those posts are very funny. And I also post medical riddles. These are actually created by me. Actually, on every day I create new puzzles relevant to the topic that is included in that. For example, the other day, more of me inside than outside. It was actually related to a drug which was being introduced for treatment of hyperkalemia. So there is always a relation with the riddle and the topic. So please remember that, and then before you can solve. Because this puzzle was solved by many people, most likely it is not that difficult. More of me inside than outside. Maybe a fluoride, maybe a chloride. If I come out, we should lose out. I make pump with my mate allied. So this is a bit of a conundrum, but if you think of hyperkalemia, as you know, hyper means more and kalemia means potassium. So the answer is potassium. Yes, more of potassium is there inside the cell than outside. And intracellular potassium is actually almost 10 times the extracellular potassium. And it can be, as you know, potassium can combine fluorine or with chlorine, and can be a fluoride or it can be a chloride. And but if in case the potassium comes out of the cell, it is detrimental to the very life of the organism, or humans, because hyperkalemia can itself cause death. So, and there's another thing, the pump that's called sodium potassium ATPase, that can be done along with sodium, and so that's how I make this line. I make pump with my mate alive. Fortunately, there were so many people who got it right, and Ainala Prabhakar Rao, if he is there, I congratulate him for his brilliant analysis of this riddle. The sodium potassium pump is an enzyme found in the membrane of all animal cells, and he has solved this riddle first, and he has given the maximum number of 60 credits. So earlier I used to give more credits for the first, second, and third prizes, or toppers, those who got more points. But because there are so many puzzles now, there are about 13 features every day, daily features, and of course every week you have one feature or the other. So I've reduced, and only the topper gets the 50 credits. There's a feature called Back to Basics, and yesterday the topic was what is the shape of our universe? Because unless we go back to our roots, sometimes we don't know our place in the universe. Because I think we should have not only just knowledge of health, but also knowledge of the world and perhaps the universe, and also know some subjects which are other than medicine. That's why this topic, Back to Basics. So unless you're strong on basics, you can't really understand some developments which are recently done, and unless you're good in physics and chemistry, I think all this can't be understood, and GK is always important. So hence this topic. And I was very glad to know that Shamla Nori and Devaki Agalla, especially Devaki Agalla garu, has come out with beautiful pictures of the universe as it is at the current time, because knowledge changes every passing day, and as more and more research is being done, we'll get more and more knowledge. But as per present knowledge, the wonderful comment made by Devaki Agalla got the 50 credits for her. Similarly, there's another biology buzz in which I had discussed about the missing link, because I think many people may be interested in anthropology, the evolution of man, and in that, in goat, the there is what's called the missing link, because how we don't know exactly how we evolved from ape-like creatures. We didn't evolve from apes definitely, but apes are, we all had common ancestors, and what is the link that is missing? So it's like there's actually lots of books on anthropology, but recently I read a book by a Japanese author. I don't remember his name, maybe Yamagachi or somebody, and he has written a lot about this missing link. Anyway, Ennala Prabhakar Rao has again come out with a beautiful explanation of this, and Shishigiri Rao Garu and Devaki Agal. All this actually expands our horizons of knowledge. And Anuradha Jaraja Rao has given a very good answer. To be humane, of course, there is a missing link here, but I think, of course, it's in a lighter vein, I'm sure. But for lighter vein, we have another topic. And here, I've started this caption contest to come out, to bring out the poets among our people. Most sometimes I enclose a painting, but this time I took a still of the famous actors Madhuri Dixit and Aishwarya Roy. And I'm glad that there's so many replies. Like, hello, I'm glad that Subaya Subbu, my leg and hand painting is a lot nowadays. Is it symptom of heart attack? Hello, Subaya. I don't know. My leg and hand is paining a lot nowadays. Really? I think there's no relationship between the leg and heart, that much I'm sure, unless you have a head. I think I'll talk to you personally. And Satish Jaluri, welcome. And welcome Lakshmanji. I'm really glad that all of you joined the Facebook Live here. Here, the comments about Madhuri and Aishwarya are really very good. I mean, I'm enclosing these topics because all work and no play makes John a dull boy, they say. So It's not, let's not just be very theoretical and didactical about our group. Let us also have some fun, because the fun part is posts like this, humor corner, etc. Because the group is has the main aim of infotainment. That is, we also give information at the same time. The group also entertains you. That's why we have a large viewership. The viewership at last week was about 1.5 lakhs, which is about not much, but anyway, quite good. So that's because of the brilliant posts, brilliant answers that I get for all these features. For example, for this particular picture of Madhuri and Aishwarya, I've got few poems which are really great. Especially Ainara Prabhakara has written a beautiful Telugu poem, the Aishwarya Madhuryam. And this is probably it could be understood only by people who know Telugu. But Ainala Prabhakar Rao has also given us the translation. So, but the translation is not as good as the original, I should say. ఐశ్వర్య మాధుర్యం నిన్నటి మరి మొన్నటి యువ హృదయ ప్రచోదిత అధ్వర్యం నేటికి మరి నాటికి మరుపురాని కేళీ నర్తన ప్రాచుర్యం లీలా బన్సారి దర్పిత దర్శిత దశకలీల చాతుర్యం. That's a wonderful language. Ainala is really great in producing poems which are out of the world, my God. And unfortunately, I am not very much familiar with Telugu language, because unfortunately I studied in Kendriya Vidyalaya where we didn't have the subject of Telugu, and but I can understand some good features of the language. And also Madhusudan Rao Garu also is a very great Telugu poet. Besides his being a great Clinician, సరిలేరు మాకెవ్వరు దివిలోను కానీ భూమిలోను కానీ నతంలోను కానీ చిద్విలో సుఖంలోను కానీ. That's a great thing, really. And also another poem by the same person, అందానికి అందం నేనే జీవన కరందం నేనే భూమికి తామిని నేనే నీ జీవన ధరిమి నేనే. Great, great. And Nene is the husband's name. I don't know whether it was implied by that way or not, but it's a great poem by Mamillapalli Vijayalakshmi, who is the wife of Madhusudan Rao. And she is also a great poet. So that's really, I am really thrilled that so many people have come out with so many brilliant comments about this duo. దివి నుండి భూమికి దివికి వచ్చిన దివికన్యలు దివి నుండి భవికి దివి వచ్చిన బాలీవుడ్ భామను నృత్యించి వేళ ఉప్పంగద శ్రీ ప్రేక్షక హృదయం ఆనందించదా ఆగమాల గోపాలం మెలవదా వెండితెర మెలమెల మధురి ఐశ్వర్యాలు ఒకే చోట నాట్య మయూరిని పూరే సంజయ్ లీలా బన్సారి దర్శక సాతుర్యం. ఎన్నిసార్లు చూసినా కానున్న తీపే. ఓ మై గాడ్, ఈవెన్ ఫర్ గర్ల్స్, రియలీ ఐ నో దాట్. ఇంద్రుని మహేసభ చిన్నబోయానట చిగురుకు వాసుల అదృష్టం చూసి. సో గ్రేట్. I mean, I didn't know that girls also are mesmerized by these two duos. Okay, so many things which, and the best topic, I mean, I a very funny poem by Prasad Tata from New Jersey, USA. మరెళ్ళ తోపకాడు బందెక్కి మరుమెల్ల రోడ్ కార్డు సైడే ఇచ్చి ఇలికేస్తే కాడి కాల్చిస్తే ఎత్తి కుదేశాడే చిత్తు చిత్తు చేశాడు. My God, I don't know how many meanings of that inside this poem, but it's quite funny. Congrats to Prasad for coming out with such a nice poem on this image, I should say. And Mani Mangala has actually Umpu Sumpul Aishwaryam Meni Hoyal Madhuryam. This is another poem. And there are certain very funny responses to this particular photograph of Aishwarya and Madhuri. And then I also included a blast from the past, and because our group is now more than about 7 years old. Yeah, just started in 2015, almost going to be 8 years old next January. And there's so many posts. If you just scroll back or scroll down, you'll see that many of them are quite interesting, and we have not. I wanted to recollect something of the past, and as Chaganti has mentioned, this post was sometime in 2018, and it's related to the Patanjali yogas. Because, and how, and then I always include the spot the location, because the many of our members are great travelers, and many of them know so many places. And especially, I'm surprised by the replies of Ainala Prabhakar, who almost always gets it right. He's the first person to get it right. I just included a small portion of the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, which I visited in 2018. And just by this bit, he's got the information, and he was just 1 minute ahead of Shamla Nori. Anyway, of course, he's good enough to pass on the credits to Shamla Nori, but of course, first person who posts always gets credit. And I'm glad this was. And here, Ainala Garu is probably satirically said that it's a one-man show, producing, screenplay, direction, editing, dubbing, recording, re-recording, అన్ని అడ్మిన్ సారే మనమంతా ప్రేక్షకులం ఇంకా ఆట బొమ్మను అంతేనమ్మా. Okay, you see, sir, this is not a democratic group, that I'll tell you. I don't know where democracy exists these days. It is passe. And in these groups like this, it's better to have one person who can handle all the issues, because it's difficult to categorize other persons. And I don't say that I'm the greatest of all people, but I've started a group, in fact, and I have some dedication towards this type of topics, and probably because of my father, and I don't mind handling the group myself. And I think even if it is a little autocratic, I believe that a single person handling everything is better than too many people, because too many people spoil the plot, as I say. And there'll be difference of opinion, and the difference of opinion means sometimes, very often, this is, my experience with WhatsApp groups has been that we start a group and there's somebody who says something and somebody is offended by that thing, and they just quit the group, and then again you have to say sorry and all that. So let's not democratize this group. I mean, it's not like dictatorship or anything, but I would like to just, I'm not trying to hug the limelight or anything. I just want to keep the Health is Wealth group cohesive, that's all. So I don't think I agree with the opinion of Ainala. Anyway, and yeah, I've written my reply also. Anyway, the next the post of the day. A daily spotter, every day I put one ECG, an image, or a scan, for, especially this is for doctors or medicals, or for people who are interested in health line or in diagnosis. So this most often we see this. There is an ECG which has been which is taken for dextrocardia. That means the heart is on the right side, and we see the ECG is from V1 to V3 before the S wave is increasing instead of the R wave. So it's a true dextrocardia, not technical dextrocardia. Technical dextrocardia is where the right and left leads are misplaced, so that it looks like dextrocardia, but in technical dextrocardia, the chest leads are not affected. So that is the clue in this particular daily spotter. So, and then of course you have the money matters. As health is wealth, as again told you, wealth is also health, and we have a lot of people, especially Lakshmanji, who is a banker, Sheshagir Rao Garu, who is an entrepreneur, and Mastan Rao Garu, who worked in Coal India and other big places as a manager, and who give very good responses to this. My own questions about money matters, because as doctors we have very little knowledge about money and how we manage, how to invest and all that. So this is actually a non-medical, probably non-medical topic, but still useful to many people, mostly members of the group. So this is regarding the recent increase of interest on our savings, and whether it's the right time to invest our money into the stock market. Fixed deposits. This is a photograph of Madhuri, Dikshit, because there was a rumor about her health and why such falsehoods are being spread by social media. So a lot of discussion there. And then a humor corner. This is about hospital lab jokes. There were plenty of jokes here, and many people said, "Yeah, here's I have some." One doctor says to the patient, "I have some bad news, some very bad news. The lab called your testicles, and they said you have 24 hours to live." I don't know how which lab can tell. Uh, I mean, make a statement like that, but the joke is like that. So patient says 24 hours. That's terrible. What's the bad news? Very bad news. I've been trying to reach you since yesterday. So that means he's going to die in 1 hour. Of course, it's too far-fetched, but anyway, the answer by Anala is very good. Chavu Kaburu oka Jivita Kalam late. This is after the great Sri poet. He said, "O Manishi, you train ekkadam Jivita Kalam later." I don't know what the meaning is that, but I think it has deep philosophical undertones. I think Ainala can explain better. Anyway, and also a lot of funny remarks by Chaganti. And as a brainwave technologist, I'm often posed up to make smile to make sure their facials are intact. I always struck as odd to ask this question right after brain surgery. So a colleague suggested I asked patients to show me their teeth. Armed with this new phrase, I asked my next patient, "Mr. Smith, show me your teeth." He said, "I don't have any. There's nurses taken them. They're artificial dentures." So, similarly, one person read the ECG upside down and come to the conclusion that is acute heart attack. Actually, this happened. This experience actually, I have an experience of this. One doctor had treated the patient with acute MI by looking at the ECG upside down. It looks very funny, but it is not because we're doing a live here. Okay, then the next post is regarding the post of the day, the medical post of the day. Every weekend, that is every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I give some information about the new latest drugs that have been approved by FDA and which have been probably not, which doctors are not familiar with, practicing doctors, and it's a good idea to let people know, and on the process let myself know the new developments in medicine and pharmacology. For example, I feel I've been insisting on diagnosis mostly, but we should also know about therapeutics, that is, how we can treat the patients. Now we've got a new drug called patinomar, although we have some drugs for hyperkalemia, but this is a new drug and is generally tolerated, and maybe this will be soon available in India. Then there's a post by Mr. Ramana Kumar, who makes such very nice jokes. And the best post of today was by Shamla Norigaru, who has advocated what are called anti-WhatsApp tablets. It's a very great invention. Maybe whoever has invented deserves a Nobel Prize. In fact, there should be anti-Wi-Fi tablets too. But then today, with the advent of internet, I think we cannot do without our daily dose of Facebook, WhatsApp, and of course YouTube. We see a lot of YouTube videos also are educative, and some of them are entertaining too. And then we have the sad part about getting older is that no one can see you're still young on the inside. So age is a number, and still we feel that we are very young, and other people don't see that you are young because you can see my bald head, and you can guess that I'm over 60 years, I'm 66. But some people look younger than they look, like Mahendra Raju, who's probably taken Amrita. He looks so young. Many people have that gift. So maybe if they can share their secrets in the group, how to look young, and all other members will appreciate him. Then there is another medical riddle on 7th October. This is a really difficult puzzle. That's why 80 credits have been given if anyone can solve this. But I can I can give you how we can solve it. I can give you some clues. Propped up by element 30, that is obvious because the periodic table, the element 30 is zinc, and CD of the sum of 60 minus 50. That is, the sum is 60 minus 50 is 10. So CD 10. That is cluster differential, it's called. CD 10 is nothing but the neprilism. So tumors express me, drugs suppress me. Neprilism, the topic is actually on neprilyl inhibitor that day. Keep you active, agile even at 90. And neprilysin is supposed to be a very good for preventing Alzheimer's disease, especially it's been shown in rats. So it is also known by so many names. And that day, I think nobody could guess the difficult riddle, so nobody got the answers. Then this on 7th October again, I gave a topic on who won regarding the Nobel Prize in Chemistry that was won in 2022 regarding what's called click chemistry. So this is again basic science and a riddle followed by and regarding the location, this was given by Madhusudan Rao Garu. He immediately recognizes the commercial complex of Oxford Street, Westminster, London. I'm sure he'd been there a lot of times. This X-ray is very interesting. This is the daily spot of the day on 7th October. And many people have made out the mediastinal tumor. They're widening of the mediastinum, and it's actually a case of Hodgkin's disease. So you can see that there are a lot of lymph nodes and clusters of lymph nodes and mediastinal widening. So you should go for the differential diagnosis of mediastinal widening. So definitely this is not aortic aneurysm because you can see the outline of the aorta here, and it is not left bronchus is also not elevated. I mean, that's why it's not any tumor related to heart or thymus. So it must be either lymphoma or Hodgkin's or non-Hodgkin's. So that is another funny money matters, yes. So regarding real estate, this is regarding real estate. There's a joke that two dogs here. One dog is saying, my realtor sold me a two-story house. Oh yeah? One story before the sale and another story after. It's here the S-T-O-R-Y, it's not S-T-O-R-E-Y. So it is two-story house. It's got different meanings. And then there is the comment on blood pressure, where high blood pressure is related to your mood or not. In fact, as I know, it's not related to the mood, but there certainly is related to stress. Sometimes people get stressed and or distressed, then the BP goes up really, and it's a triggering factor for heart attacks and strokes also, cerebral hemorrhage especially. And I'm glad to say that we have very beautiful and very talented members, and one of them is Nisha, who graduated from Oxford. She is right now in San Jose in California, and I'm glad that one of the sons of our great gynecologist, Dr. Malleshwari Chunduri from Bhimavaram, his name is Dr. Vikrant. His birthday happened last week, and he's graduated from Andhra Medical College, and then he did his DM from Ramachandra Medical College. I hope he'll come back to Bhimavaram, his native place, and start gastro clinic. I don't think there are any gastroenterologists in Bhimavaram right now. We have about 10 gastroenterologists in Rajahmundry. So I am wishing all good luck and best wishes to Dr. Vikrant. Thank you, Malleshwari Garu, for posting. And these days I've been seeing some house serials, and this man is a very peculiar character. If any of you have seen the serial, TV serial called House. So I quoted him because he's a controversial personality. I thought the group will like his ideas, which are not exactly conventional, a little out of the way guy. I mean, I don't agree with all his ideas, but I thought it is a good point to discuss regarding the comments that make. For example, like I always say, there's no I in tea. There's a me though. If you jump it up, so it means although I is always considered as a big no-no, the corporate word. Use the word I defeats the team spirit. Probably most of us are not able to come out the I syndrome. Yeah, that is the part of the ego. And then I once watched a series with some paranoid, paradox, paradoxical diagnosis conclusions. Yeah, this fellow is Dr. House. Is a great physician of New Jersey Hospital. It's a fictional novel, actually, science fiction, medical fiction, and he is obsessed with diagnosis. That means he should say, he says to his residents that we should get the diagnosis out. In some of his quotes are really good. Like if you talk to God, you are religious, but if God talks to you, then you're psychotic. It means certain people. So for this, there are a lot of responses. Self-talking, excessive self-talking also comes in this category. And Minister Ananta Krishna has given a very good comment. But my God has a peculiar communication system that speaks to the mouth of every animate and inanimate thing around me in clear and loud voice, which is not comprehended by you, Mr. Gregory House. By the way, he never misled me for sure. So people like Ananta Krishna are probably blessed because they have visions probably, and high spiritual people, I'm sure, will be blessed with that quality. And then there's a funny Mahendra Raju has again come out with his best quote of the day. He's confusing between email and Gmail. He said email is when you use electricity and Gmail is when you use generator. That's very funny. But then you use UPS, not generator, most of the times. Then I mentioned about Yahoo and all. Then last week I also posted about Dr. Gamini Uma, who actually contributed about 40 crores of rupees to not KGH as I initially thought, but to Guntur Medical College. And I thought out of if only all NRIs can implement this, that will be very great for India, because it is really a great gesture, and whatever people earn in US, if they have more of that, and certainly people usually do not need that much money, they can donate, and I'm sure, unfortunately, many people don't do this. I don't know why. Probably they've got some other reasons. Or the children are really not interested that much in money in America, I was told. Then this is another riddle which I posted on 6th of October, which is quite simple actually. On that day the topic was pulmonary hypertension, I think, or a drug to reduce pulmonary hypertension. So this drug, this is about I can improve your sex life, happy, I can make your wife, used by uros, that is urologists, also cardiologists. The urologists use it to increase the erectile dysfunction, to decrease the erectile dysfunction. And unfortunately, sildenafil also has what's called a two-edged sword, because it has side effects. And if it's given in patients who are already having nitrates, already taking nitrates and microrandal, they may have what's called la mort de mort in French, which means the death during love. And this is followed by several other comments. Then the Nobel Prize winning of regarding photon entanglement, that is quantum entanglement. What is the physics of quantum entanglement? But right now we don't have applications, but in future I'm sure this is going to make a major part of our lives, maybe 10 years from now. Then the heart of the snake doesn't have coronaries. How does it manage to make the heart muscle get circulation? This is a biologic plus. This is actually related to medicine also, because the snake's heart doesn't have coronaries, and so therefore the snake may give us heart attacks, but it never gets heart attacks. So actually, it is one Indian who came out with this operation called Sane's operation, and then the surgery was performed using lasers to convert a human heart into a snake heart. The snake heart operation, as it was called. Unless, unfortunately, this didn't become very popular because of the side effects. And then there's a brain tweezer. Every week I also publish every day brain tweezer, because it's not exactly a brain teaser because you get the answers immediately. Here I want members to use your own creative ability and come out with an answer which is unconventional, out of the box. So this is the and that day this is what can you find out the mistake. So many people have given very outlandish replies. 54 comments. Great, great, great. I'm really glad we have such knowledgeable members who are creative and who are talented. And then this immediately was identified by Shamla Nuri, I think. No, yeah, Rajiv Gandhi, and Shamla Nuri has written accurately about departure airport. There are two airports. When there are two, there's only one terminal, but it can also be exit. But this is the entry. And then the spotter on 6th October, daily spotter. Here we can see a lot of gas is there here, here, and here. Abdominal X-ray. Many people must have mistaken this part, that is the upper part of the X-ray, as neck. So that is where some people have made the wrong diagnosis. But actually, this is the right and the left diaphragms, and you can see the air inside the liver. That is a clue of pneumobilia. And pneumobilia is present only in very severe infections. I have given a clarification also of I have underlying. I recounted this by another post. And next we have a few jokes. And the best joke of the day during the Dashara is let's kill the Ravan within. Because even Ram, everybody has got a Ravana within. It is said that the 10 heads of Ravana represent the 10 vices that men have and all that. And Meghnad, who was again my classmate in Kendriya Jala, has come out with some responses. And there's another brain tweezer, people buy me to eat but never eat me. And there's so many responses. Actually, it is the crockery, but some people said leaves, and some people mentioned food coupons. That was a very good reply. So that is to sharpen your mind, and mainly for serious incidents to prevent Alzheimer's maybe. And there's regarding the money matters, should everyone have more than one stream of earnings so that the backup is always there? So I again got very good replies from Mastan Rao Garu, Pradeep Subhakar, Sheshagiri Rao Garu, and so many knowledgeable people who have actually experienced a lot of such problems in daily life, and I'm glad that they are here to advise us and to let us know about their own experiences. And there is another riddle which has been not diagnosed or not clearly understood probably. Some animals a pheromone, part of cremating hormone. Tautomers 3 can harm a knee. If I go down, you groan and moan. This is actually uric acid. Probably many people don't know that uric acid is also a pheromone in some annelids or invertebrata. So, as I told you, it's always related to the medical post that is enclosed that day. And that day, I think a new drug to reduce uric acid was the topic. Similarly, a easy MRI image was given. I think it was not properly done. It was just bursitis. We had the tendo Achilles. And then there was a topic about the humor corner in which a lot of good jokes were posted. So I think I'm crossing my limits here. I come to the end of the talk. I'm really glad that so many people have come and yes, given their advice. Welcome to Madhusudan Rao Garu for his reactions and comments. And every week, this is going to be a, as you can see, I've arranged something here. And every week, I'll try to discuss the topics that I gave on that day and who won and who really did well and got the awards, especially the topper of the credits. So I already told you how many people got the awards and okay. So if anyone can come in and join this live program and give your suggestions regarding the further any new topics to be included, etc. I'll appreciate deeply. There are also other posts like in this you see cardiomegaly and pleural effusion, and then we have an ECG where you have a sinus bradycardia and tachycardia syndrome, in which there is sinus node dysfunction as well as sinusoidal block, and then we have some jokes and some people who have recently joined our group and some house quotes and new members who have joined and a crossword puzzle that was given for hemophilia. So this you can actually, I can tell you a little about how to solve medical crosswords. I find that only 4 or 5 people are participating in crossword puzzles. I wish many more can join because a lot of scoring is there. And the way to get more credits is to participate in as many contests as possible. The idea is to disseminate knowledge through contests because it's a fun way of doing it. If you complete the crossword puzzle, you get satisfaction, which you can't get just by earning money. It is like treatment of a patient. If a patient is recovered totally, you feel happy. Similarly, if you complete a crossword puzzle, you feel happy. So always you start from number one and try to first answer whatever you know first, just like in any exam. For example, some of them are non-medical. Nitric oxide synthetase is very easy, for example, 19. So you just put NOS here, it's just an abbreviation. And then of course, judge is a DMER. So in 20, just put DEMER somewhere. So plural of hormone which promotes RBC production. You know the hormone which promotes RBC production is erythropoietin. So plural is erythropoietins. It's actually a family of erythropoietin. Anyway, so you just write it here 26 erythropoietin. So you'll get a clue that the next this 7 down will be ending with N. So like that you can fill the grid. And how to have the grid, that can be known in people who are familiar with MS Excel. But for those who cannot, who don't have the access to Excel, they have to take a paper and pen and create a grid of their own and fill in the words. So I hope more people will join a clinical quiz and our crosswords so that all of us can benefit from that. And it was the last time webinars. So I missed some photographs here regarding clinical quiz. Yeah, here I think. Maybe here. Daily spotter. This is again daily spotter. But the clinical quiz pictures are missing here. Some of the pictures keep missing. Here's the colonoscopy, very many marks given, which shows loss of oscillations, which is suggestive of ulcerative colitis or inflammatory bowel disease. And we welcome Dr. Venkat Raju, who is a famous neurologist. He's the first neurologist who has come to Rajahmundry. He's done in DM neurology from BHU, Benares. And welcome Dr. Raju. And this is the summary of the posts that were posted in our group so far. And I request everybody to kindly contact your friends and relatives and contacts to join a group and to make our group more lively. And also, I request you to come out with any ideas or suggestions how to improve our group. When the questions are, should I increase or decrease the number of features? Are there too many? Or should I introduce new topics? All this feedback expect from the members, and please give your views about, give your feedback. So I thank all the members for coming and attending this Facebook Live program. And this will be a weekly feature. And you can even comment below whatever you would like to comment regarding the group and whether the sometimes people might want to know how I come to conclude that this particular post is good and this particular post is not. This is entirely subjective, of course. You have to rely on me for that because I have about 40 years experience as a doctor and all medical posts I think I can surely. I'm a silent listener for this review, sir. Venkatesha Srinivasan, sir. I'm really missing you. I often talk to many people on phone, usually in evenings and mornings, sometimes the evenings, usually on Sunday mornings. I keep talking and I get feedbacks from others. Sunday is a networking day for me because I keep talking to many of my friends, relatives, and Facebook friends. Facebook offers a very good platform for such activity, and I don't know why many people do not join Facebook Live here. Because I expected Dr. Lakshman ji, where are you? I'm not seeing your face here. So I hope I've been helpful to reveal some of the comments or how to make comments and how to approach a patient with some puzzles and how to solve them. And also, my idea is, yes sir, Lakshmanji, you are not online, you are not come alive. Sorry, I don't know why this time he's not come. He's refreshed. Anyway, it's almost an hour now since I started. So it's time to end my live video. Many people might want to have their dinner. Maybe some people might, it's time for bed also. So next time again I'll come out with the posts of that week, particular week. And I, I request everyone to please participate in each of the contests and all of the contests possible if you want a good credit score. And I'm glad that next time the topper will get 2000 rupees because 1000 rupees given by Dr. K. Sheshagir also adds up. And so if somebody doesn't take that week's money, that will be automatically added to the previous prize money, and the next prize money will be 2000 rupees. So thank you very much for attending this Facebook Live. This is me, Ankalas Barao, signing off for today. And I'm glad many people have, as many as 23 comments have come and more than 25 people have seen the show. And that's very good. I hope the attendance improves next time as we. I'm glad to tell you that this recording might appear in YouTube also because sometimes people might like to view things on YouTube. So I'm going to have my own channel on YouTube in a few days. So thank you very much. Good night and goodbye. See you tomorrow. This is the end of the show. Good night.